Hello and welcome to another episode of What the Heck is Jason Doing with His Portfolio? Today I have some good news because yesterday was a super day on the markets and I managed to actually beat two indexes. Now maybe it was a fluke, maybe it wasn't. We shall see, because today it looks like I'm beating them again. And actually, my previous video, it was a down day and I beat the index because I actually made money while the indexes were losing money. Well, today is a better episode because the indexes made money yesterday, but I made much more money, and I'll show you how I'm doing that and how the odds are stacked against people doing this, because I'll show you this article. So the title of this is How to Beat the Index. So I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you my secret. So I found this article on Barron's, and in 2019, just 29% of active U.S. stock fund managers could beat the benchmark. And the benchmark they're talking about here is the S&P 500. I'll link to the original article in the description, and you can read the whole thing. And last year, it declined from 37% in 2018. So, and that's the average success over 15 years. I've been doing stock investing for about 20 years, so I don't know. Maybe I'm beating the odds, maybe not. But here's the secret. One fruitful area for active managers was foreign markets. Well, guess what? I'm in a foreign market. I'm in Canada, and we kind of take a more global view of the markets. So we invest in Canada, but we also invest in emerging markets and developing markets. I have a system to figure out which markets are performing well. But anyway, so the secret is 53% of actively managed foreign stocks topped their benchmark last year. And it was actually 60% in 2018. So that's kind of the majority, between 53 and 60%, is that's where you're going to get the extra juice. And it says that they weren't compensated for managers who did outperform, because the average fund, stock or bond, beat its benchmark by 3 percentage points in 2019. Well, yesterday, I mean, maybe it was a fluke, but I beat the S&P 500 benchmark by almost 3% in one day, not just 3% in 1 year. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. To see if I can change my slide. There we go. So yesterday, the S&P was up almost 1%. It was up 70.78%. And I build ETF portfolios, and I pick the top 3 performing ETFs. I have a ranking system. So yesterday, my ETFs were up almost 3%, over 3%, and almost 4% at end of close on July 8th. Now, the first two are majority in US, but they also have exposure to foreign markets. Take a guess at my best performing. It's a 100% outside the US ETF. So that one's almost 4% yesterday. So it's really beating the S&P 500. So it's invested in, actually, its top performer, or its top holding, is Shopify from my home country, Canada. So, but there's other countries in there. There's a whole whack of them. So what does that mean in real money? Well, the S&P was up 0.78% yesterday. My portfolio overall was up 3.23%. And I actually have 2 US portfolios, and they were both up equally because I bought equal amounts of those 3 ETFs in each one. So in real money, that was almost $3,700 US yesterday. I took the screenshot yesterday. And in my other smaller portfolio, I consider it a mid-sized portfolio, I was up 1,400 US for a grand total of $5,100 US in one day. And so I beat the index by 2.45%. Again, maybe it was a fluke, maybe not. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see. So far, I'm beating it again today. And speaking of foreign stocks, so yesterday, the TSX was only up 0.22%. We're slower movers. We got a lot of banks. We got a lot of resources. My slowest mover was beating the index again. This performer is a domestic ETF. It's mostly based. It's 100% based in Canada. These two are foreign ETFs, and they're killing the index. So that's the secret. That's the secret. So in real dollars, I was up 0.4% versus 0.22% for other Canadians who are heavily invested in the Canadian market. And a lot of more model portfolios in Canada have like a 30% allocation to the TSX because there's a thing called home country bias, and I'll get to that in a later video probably. But I definitely don't have home country bias because I'm just going to go where the performance is. So how to beat the index? Take a look at foreign markets. You have better odds if you look outside. I mean, I'm heavily invested in the US and in Canada, but I'm looking outside of there. So how do I find these outperforming markets? Well, I'm going to start an investment club, and I'll show you exactly what's in my portfolio and how I go about picking it and how I go about adjusting it. Anyways, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video.